Most AI tools answer questions. This one does the work for you, finds leads, tracks competitors, and even pulls in ad creatives. It runs every day without you even touching anything. You are going to love this. I'm Phil Pallen, a brand strategist. I create videos that help you build and grow your business with practical modern tools. Today, I'm partnering with Enso to show you something I haven't seen before. I love this. This platform helps you automate real business tasks, not by building complex workflows, but by describing what you want in plain language. Templates if you want them, full prompt automations if you don't. This tool is so good. I'll walk you through the new version of Enso, including the automation builder, the Enso brain, integrations and reoccurring cycles, and we'll build a complete competitor intelligence system together. Let's start with the template library. Before we build anything from scratch, I want to show you where most people begin. It's an easy way to get started and to see how Enso thinks. Here on the Enso homepage, you'll see templates organized by role and business function. Before I demo an automation, I just want to show you a few of my favorites. These, by the way, are the fastest way to understand what Enso can automate for you. As you scroll, you'll notice that each role has a collection of agents designed for real day-to-day tasks. Let me point out a few. For growth teams, Track My Competitors gives you a quick way to monitor launches, price changes, product updates in one place. And right over here, Track Competitors Ad Creatives. This pulls in the latest ads your competitors are running. Images, copy, performance signals, you get the idea. Giving you a sharper view of your market without checking multiple tools. If you handle partnerships or outreach, there's an agent that finds and pitches journalists, one that locates affiliates and resellers, and another that discovers new business leads with verified contact details. These are so practical for founders or marketers who need top-of-funnel visibility without spending hours of manual research. There are also agents built for meeting prep, generate meeting briefs. This one creates a clear summary of who you're meeting with, what they do, and key details about their company, helpful for operations or anyone managing a busy calendar. And then for content roles, there's an agent that shares daily industry tools and news, another that creates SEO content from updates in your market, and one that generates new ad ideas based on current trends. These are so great, even as a starting point if you want to stay consistent with your content output. Who doesn't want that? So you can hop in here yourself, browse by role, and search for what you need. Every agent tells you how often it runs and what tools it integrates with. And because Enso already knows your business details, you enter your web URL when you sign up, you spend less time configuring and more time using what it produces. This library is a strong entry point for anyone getting started with AI automation. Okay, let's dive into something visual. One of my favorite templates tracks the latest ad creatives your competitors are running. Perfect for marketers, agencies, or founders. Here I'm selecting the competitor ad creative tracker. The first thing Enso asks is for a list of my competitors that you want to monitor. So I can add the names here. I can add website URLs. I might actually change this business name to a URL just for this example. Point being, you can just get the information in and it will do the rest. I'm adding a few relevant examples for my brand. This includes my good friend Promise over at Go Live HQ. These are more like brands than direct competitors. I might even call some of these brand heroes, but this function is still incredibly useful for me to get updates on what they're doing. And I know all three of these businesses run ads. Next, it asks me which ad platforms matter to me. So you could choose Meta, TikTok, LinkedIn, YouTube, or Google Display. In my case, I'm going to select all major ad platforms. And once that's set, Enso starts building the task list automatically. On the right-hand side in the Enso brain, you'll see the tasks that it generates. It identifies competitors, decides which platforms to scan, and it pulls business context from their websites. Then it builds a full creative intelligence scan. This is so cool. That includes searching each ad library, collecting screenshots, gathering visual data, and analyzing the messaging and formats that they're using. It also prepares a reporting section, competitor breakdowns, trend summaries, key takeaways. All of this is created without writing a workflow or configuring steps manually. When the scan finishes, Enso compiles everything into a clean report. You'll see new ads from the past week, the platforms they're using, and the themes they're leaning into. It highlights what's working across your competitors and gives you practical ideas to test yourself. I'm going to show you momentarily what that looks like in my inbox. At the end, Enso asks, well, how often do you want this delivered? You can send it by email or by Slack and choose the date and time. I set mine to arrive every Thursday at 1 p.m. and I need to log into my Google account for that to work. but you can see Enso makes that easy for me. It just handles the integration. I can view the trigger if I want the details. I just love that I don't have to set this up myself other than interacting with the platform conversationally a few times. Once scheduled, the automation runs on its own, and you can manage everything inside the Cycles tab. I'll click Run Trigger so you can see how it looks right now. And now over to my inbox. Here's the automated report Enso sends once the cycle runs. At the top, you get an executive summary, highlights the main shifts in your competitor landscape for the week. Below that, top creative insights from the past 7 days. Then you'll see a breakdown of your own creative advantages. Enso pulls this from your brand details and positions it against your competitors. Such a helpful way to understand where you stand and where you can lean in. You also get key metrics to track. And here I'm just giving you the highlights, but this report is impressive. At the bottom, a short conclusion with next steps, and it summarizes the biggest opportunities for the week and suggests actions that I can take. Point being, all of this is compiled automatically. No separate dashboards to check, no ad libraries to search, just one singular report delivered on a schedule that works for me. This is such a useful way to stay on top of your market without checking multiple tools or scrolling through ad libraries manually. Templates are helpful, but this is where Enso becomes something different. Instead of building a workflow, you describe the automation and it builds the entire thing for you. Here I'm starting a new automation using the prompt builder. All you have to type is what you want Enso to handle. In my case, I'm asking it to create a daily briefing that gathers and summarizes everything my competitors released in the last 24 hours. So this is even more specific than the example or the template we used a second ago. This is going to include product launches, feature updates, announcements, any notable activity, and I specify that I want the report sent to my email each morning in a clean, structured format. So how does it do this? It breaks the work into tasks like scanning websites, blogs, social posts, release notes, product updates, and then it decides how the report should be structured. You can be as specific as you want. In my case, I'm being really specific just because I want you to see that kind of example, but you don't have to be. Enso reads the prompt and designs the entire automation around it, and if it's unclear on anything, it will just prompt you conversationally like it is right now, confirming who I want to monitor. I didn't specify that. I actually love these suggestions. These are bang on, so I'm going to go with these. Then it builds the email that you'll receive each morning. Finally, it sets the schedule, so this runs at the same time every day. You don't have to configure triggers, write queries, or wire tools together. I hate that. I've done that a million times in Zapier, and I always avoid doing it. No if this, then that. Enso takes care of all of it. It sends a test email so you can preview it. So let's actually check that out right now. Okay, now let's look at a finished product, a real competitor intelligence report generated by our automation. This is the briefing that lands in my inbox every morning at 8 a.m. Clean executive summary at the top, activity level, key trends, strategic implications laid out clearly, breaking down each of my competitors, one section for each brand that I'm tracking, and then at the bottom you get a set of strategic takeaways. This is exactly what I wanted, and it's so good. Back over in my automation, you'll see that it is generating the full workflow here, tasks, formatting, logic, and even the HTML layout of the report that we just took a peek at. Then it activates the daily cycle and confirms everything is live. This whole process literally takes minutes. You've watched the whole thing. Normally, this would take hours. Like before, we can check our automation settings, and the result is an automation that looks hand-built, even though you only wrote a single sentence. Now, hopefully you've seen by now, Enso is different from most automation tools. You don't build workflows. You describe the outcome and it builds the logic for you. Templates give you a quick start, prompt automations unlock far more power, and cycles keep everything running in the background so you can stay informed without checking. If you want to try Enso for yourself, the link is below. Let me know in the comments what workflows you are gonna build first. I'm Phil Pallen. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.